Hello, guys. It's Megan Graham. How are you? Oh, I've got Alfie on my lap. Just joining you here for a little bit of chatting time, Yorkie time. Anybody that wants to stop by and say hello. Jeff is out golfing right now, and I have been doing all my health stuff all day, and I'm just catching up with the babies. They really need to have a little bit of a grooming, so I thought I would hop on and see what you guys are up to. Alfie is being kind of pushy, so I think we're going to let him go first. And I've got my little grooming tools. I have been jumping onto my Yorkie Storytime live so last minute lately because I have still been I feel like I'm like a broken record, but trying to get my health back under control. So I just never know when I'm going to be done and actually able to groom the dogs. But I always like to, Alfie, come on. It's okay, buddy. I always like to jump on either way and say hello and see who is on here. If you guys are on, please hop into the comments and say hello. I always love it when you guys pop in and say hi. I'm just going to tilt this down a little bit so you can see Alfie. I don't know that this is my best camera angle, but I'm still going to see if I can tilt this back a little bit. There we go. Still figuring out this new apartment and what works in this apartment. It's totally different. My Boston Alfie, okay, you know what? You're going to go next because you're not going to let me. There you go. You go over there. Poppy's going to go first because you're not really stopping so I can groom you. Oh, sorry, buddy. He was stuck like a little beetle on his back. Guys, if you're in the chat, please say hello and hit the like button as well. Let me know that you guys are on here. Are you guys on here I'm always curious. Are you on my YouTube for Yorkie things? Beauty things. A lot of people come on for mold things as well. So feel free to join the chat regardless of what you're here for. It does not have to be only Yorkies. I do love to chat about Yorkies. Hello, Michelle. It's nice to have you. But anyway, you don't have to only chat about Yorkies. It can really be anything that you guys feel like chatting about. I just felt like hopping on. A lot of times people will ask a lot of questions and things on my videos. So I try to just jump on in case anybody has any questions or wants to chat about anything. The dogs they're starting to do a little bit better. So we were living in a moldy rental and poor Poppy, we just got out of that moldy rental and the dogs are starting to do better. They were really having some rough health times, but they're all starting to do a little bit better. I have been giving them oxygen drops. I've been giving them binders, and every single morning we get on the trampoline and we jump ever so gently just to get their lymphatic systems flowing. So this is Poppy, and she is my shy girl, and she does not like to jump on the trampoline, but I make it very, very gentle. Hello, Paula. Hello from England. What time is it in England? I know it was a 6-hour difference when I lived in Boston. Right now, I think it's about 5:30 in Arizona where I'm living now, but I have totally forgotten what the time change is. Guys, if you're on, feel free to jump into the comments. I feel like a lot of my live streams lately have not been very chit-chatty, and I'm considering just stopping doing live streams if it's not as conversational as it used to be, just because I don't really have that much to talk about if it's just me. So if anybody feels like jumping into the chat, I always love to hear from you. It's such a friendly community, so you don't have to worry about anything that you want to ask about or talk about. There's really, I don't know how to say it. It's just a very, very, very welcoming community. So please don't be shy about jumping into the chat because I always love to hear from you guys. Oh, that's so exciting that you're getting a new Yorkie in November. I'm so happy for you, Michelle. That is really, really exciting. Will this be your first Yorkie? Have you ever had one before, or are you just learning about Yorkies now? I have to say, they are such special little dogs. I remember, so we had a Yorkie when I was a little girl. A long time ago, we had a Yorkie when I was very, very small. And then after our Yorkie passed, we got a Cairn Terrier, who was wonderful too, but was not the same as a Yorkie. And I actually fell in love with Yorkies again in my 20s. And I remember visiting someone that had several Yorkies and just feeling like it was heaven to have all of those Yorkies sitting with me. all of that attention and all of that love. And I never get tired of it. I really don't. These are the most wonderful little creatures. I love my babies so much. And I will say I love my babies probably even more than I love myself. Even this past, so my husband and I were living in a house that turned out such a bummer. It was the second house we've been in that was moldy. But I was not feeling well. I was actually feeling really sick. But what really got me out of the house was the Yorkies, because they were not doing well. And somehow I always feel like it's easier to care about your dogs even more than you care about yourself. They cannot help themselves. And we just do our very, very best to keep these little creatures healthy and well. And so that was actually what really got my husband and I to leave, because we hadn't actually even found a place to move. And we just left the house and we went into a friend's guest house, who thankfully let us stay with all of our Yorkies, which was the nicest thing. Oh, aloha from Maui. That's so cool. You got a 12-week-old fur baby. And the name is Koa. That's such a cute name too. My very first Yorkie, I'm used to Rottweilers and Pit Bulls. That is a huge, huge difference. Oh my goodness. I don't know why my light is changing to red. Hang on one second. That was so funny. Still looks like it's kind of red. I have no idea why I just did that. Let me see if I can adjust it. This is not my favorite halo light, and for some reason, it's just adjusting itself. I don't know why. It looks super, super pink right now. I'll see if I can fix it one more time. Well, I guess the light is just that way. I have no idea why I just did that, guys. Sorry about that, but it's my second halo light. I need my husband to put together my good halo light, and we have not done it yet. Just because we haven't. Oh, it keeps switching to pink. That is so weird. Oh, well, I'm just going to ignore it. You can still see me. It's cool pink light. So this says, hello from North Carolina, just adopted a 2-year-old Yorkie. Oh my gosh, I love that you adopted a Yorkie too. That is so the way to go. Awesome. Where do I purchase my combs, etc. from? So it should be right in the link. So guys, if you go into the description of this video, I always provide a bunch of links about Yorkies with my favorite things. So if you want to find out where they're from, just look right in the description. So like, I know the first link is my favorite kind of dog food that my dogs eat. And I've got a bunch of other links in there. And I usually do different links for different kinds of videos. So I have links for my Yorkie videos. And then if I'm doing, it's so interesting. I try to do quite a few videos as well, talking about my healing journey from mold toxicity, because it's an interesting thing to heal from, but it's interesting. Very, very nice folks on those videos too. Not quite as nice as my Yorkie folks. I think there's a few people that just get really mad. I don't know how to say it. Somebody got mad that I wouldn't give medical advice today, which is funny because of course I'm not a doctor. So all I can do is share my experiences, but I can't tell anyone else how they should get better. Oh my gosh, so cute. Binged on all my Yorkie videos. It's been 15 years since my first Yorkie. They are such awesome dogs. They really are the most awesome dogs. I'm actually thinking I might redo a few of the videos. I'm going to redo my Yorkie food video because I've been using I like the kind of food I originally talked about, but I'm actually using a different kind of food than I was talking about in the first video. I'm going to do another video about things that I do. So the things that I do to detox, for instance, my dogs after living in mold, are actually just great things to do to support your Yorkie's longevity. So something that I feel like no one ever talks about, the fact that we and our pets are exposed to so many little environmental toxins and things like that, especially Roundup. And so nobody really talks about that, and pets are subjected to so much of that. So I always just really try to get the message across to people that if you take care of your pets earlier, before they're really sick, and work on gentle, and I mean so gentle, detoxification and vitamin and mineral support and all those things, it really pays off for your dogs. And it's not a guarantee for sure, that your Yorkie will live forever, or your small dog, or whatever you have. But I think that at least it gives them a fighting chance, because unfortunately, there are just so many different things that pets are exposed to. And I know, like, one of my dear, dear friends, she lived in mold and she got very sick from it, and her dog wound up getting cancer. And of course, we can't say, is it definitely related? But it's possible it was related. And so, pets need that help, I think, to really to detoxify, to get any things out of their system that shouldn't be there, and just give them the greatest chance, for being healthy and things like that. So important. Oh, Poppy, you're such a good girl. Oh, it says, oh my gosh, so you will also watch some of my explant videos. You're going through one in January. That is so cool. I have to say, for those of you guys that don't know, I think about a year, almost a year and a half ago, I used to have breast implants, and they just weren't making me feel good. I was getting some pain from the area of my implant and some different inflammation symptoms. So I decided to get mine out. And I have to say, it was truly one of the best choices that I ever made. It was awesome. I don't know if you're getting a lift or what you're doing, but I did get a lift, I will say. I think I would still get a lift this time, or if I did it again, rather. I'm not doing it again. But however, I'm still considering, I don't know for sure, I still am considering possibly someday when I get all my health back to do a tiny fat transfer. But I would never do that at the same time. I don't think it's ever successful, but we'll see. Still waiting to see. Maybe just a teeny tiny little one. I wish all I had ever gotten was a fat transfer. I don't know if you guys know, but instead of getting implants, you can actually just get a transfer of your own fat, and you don't even really have to have a lot of fat. I don't have a lot of fat. They just take a little bit sometimes, and they're able to do it with that. And I sure wish I had known that that was a possibility, but I didn't know it at the time. If you ever have any questions, just feel free to ask me. I was thinking of actually doing another video about that too. I feel like I've got so many different topics that I like to talk about, and I just sort of, rotate those different topics and talk about different things at different times. But my explant was a great thing. I do have a few good post recovery bras I can recommend and things like that. But it's so well worth it. Make sure you have straws, by the way, because you won't even want to pick up a drink. You can just lean right over and drink out of a straw. Michelle says, how often do you groom a Yorkie? I've never had a long-haired dog that mats. So, I don't personally let my dogs, they don't have long hair. That said, I groom them basically daily. And I would say every 3 days, I really brush out their body hair really well as well. I have not been as good about it as I usually am, simply because I've been recovering from getting really sick again. That said, I purposely, so when I went to the groomer, I had her cut their hair so short. And the reason that I did that, by the way, is just simply that I knew that right now, all of my health stuff has been taking so long. I don't know what is going on with that light. It is such a new halo light, and it's doing some crazy light things over there. It's so funny. I see it kind of going crazy. So basically, I keep mine pretty short. I tried to keep them a little bit longer at one point, and I just did not. Oh, and Poppy, it's okay. I don't know if you can hear Poppy. I don't know why that just happened. Poor Poppy. It's okay, honey. Hold on one second. Poppy, are you okay? Come here, let me see. It sounded like she was throwing up, but she did not throw up anything. It's okay, Poppy. It's okay. She was actually throwing up a lot when we were in that moldy house. She has not been doing it, but she didn't throw up anything. No. Oh, maybe she wants to, so she just got up on the couch. No, honey. No. It's okay. Poor Poppy. It's okay. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. Oh, it's okay. Just a little tiny drop. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Poor Poppy. Sorry, guys. Poor little animals. We're all still healing after this experience of being in that black mold house. It's okay, honey. It's okay. Dad'll be home soon too. She's okay. Poor Pops. It's okay, honey. Angelina says, I got a Yorkie 2 weeks ago. I have 2 teenage boys. I talked to my husband about having more babies, but it is not the right moment. She has made my heart full, and she is all I think about. Oh my gosh, Angelina, that is so, so sweet. I love that. And my Yorkies are my babies. So I decided not to have babies for various reasons. I met my husband when I was older, and also because I had health issues. I just didn't think it was a great idea to have babies just in case. And so my babies, my Yorkies are my babies, and they get, come on, Lols. They get so much attention and so much love. Here comes Lols. Lols is, oh my gosh, this is my little darling. This is Poppy's sister. She is such a little sweetheart. She waits by the door for Jeff. So she knows he's coming home from golf soon. And she just waits right at the door, just like dying for him to be here. It's so cute. She loves him so much. I'm so glad that you're enjoying your Yorkie. That makes me so happy. Oh, Ashlyn, thank you so much. Ashlyn says she loves the haircut on them. I am really, really happy. I found a great groomer here. It's not easy to find a good groomer at all. And I found a great groomer. And what I do as well for success with a groomer, and this, I'm sure this probably sounds like overkill, but I write bullet points of exactly what I want my dog to look like. So I show a photo and then I say, that I want the hair not to be shaved down between the eyes. And I'm going to turn on another light. This light is just flickering a little bit here. Let's see if I can make this better. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm hoping if I turn on a few more lights, the flicker won't be as bad. I think I need to get my actual halo light fired up. I'm getting the second bedroom all set up, and we finally just got mattresses delivered. So our apartment has been, I don't want to say a mess, but it's been very incomplete because we had to throw away a lot of stuff that got contaminated with the mold from the rental that we were in. So we haven't had some stuff. So I think I might be filming maybe in the second bedroom next time. We'll see. And it might be better in there. Still trying to figure out my little filming areas, even though it's probably not as big of a deal as I thought. Thank you so much, Deirdre. I love these babies so much. They are so, so sweet. Yes, they are. They're so good. It's finally getting comfy for them here in Arizona where they can go on some better walks. And they've been settling into this little apartment and loving it so, so much. I'm so happy about it. And we are going to start looking for land soon so we can build our own beautiful little house. And I picture some kind of like an enclosed space, maybe a screened in porch or something that's really safe for them, because there are so many creatures in Arizona. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but yesterday when I was going out on a walk, my husband was like, have you heard about the javelinas? And I was like, what's a javelina? There's wild pigs here, and apparently they just are out on the street sometimes. And I was like, are they mean? And he's like, I mean, they're not really mean. They can't really see well. I'm like, oh, great. That sounds so promising. There's a lot of weird things in Arizona for sure. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting, Tatiana. I'm so happy for you. I don't know if you have seen I think I have like a new puppy checklist video, but if you have not done so, I may have talked with you guys about this before. If you guys have not done this, please get insurance, get pet insurance for your baby. I know that I used to think that pet insurance was a scam, and I didn't get it for dogs for years and years. And what actually happened was, if you guys know my sweetest soulmate of a dog, Teddy, he passed away. I think it must have been about 4 or 5 years ago now, probably 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Anyway, Teddy was the most amazing dog. And when I had him on his own originally, and he was very, very lonely, so I wound up getting Lola for him. But when I was getting Lola, I was doing that new puppy, nesting, getting ready for your new baby. And as I was getting ready for my new baby, I did read someone's post about insurance. I'm so curious why that light is strobing. It's so strange. Anyway, I read this woman's post and she told this story about how her dog had gotten really sick and she said, please get insurance. And it really spoke to me. So I got insurance. And don't you know, I got Lola, and about probably 3 months after I got Lola, I took a trip and somebody was watching her for me. And when they were watching her for me, she broke one of her legs because they had her on a bed and apparently their bedroom had tile, which I didn't really know was a thing. But she jumped onto tile and she broke her leg. So that was thousands and thousands of dollars. And my pet insurance paid 90% of the expenses, which was incredible. After that, probably another 3 months later, Teddy started having issues. And at first, I didn't really know what was happening. We brought him to the emergency room at one of the major hospitals, and they said that Teddy needed to see a neurologist, and he needed to see a neurologist that day. So, anyway, Teddy, as it turned out, had an autoimmune disease, and it was about $12,000 within 3 days. And again, his insurance paid 90% of it. He was sick for 5 years. I kept him alive for much, much, much longer than just about anyone who has a dog that has that disease. And his insurance paid about $45,000 over the 5 years. So it was so wonderful because no matter what happened, I could always say yes to the treatments. Yes, I'm going to do that. No problem. Let's do it. I don't even have to think about it. And it was just great because it took away so much of the stress. I will say that I still follow the disease he had was called GME. It was sort of like a form of encephalitis. And I still follow people on that forum, and I always see people that are so stressed out because it is such an expensive disease. And sometimes, like one of them wasn't able to give her dog the medication it needed because she couldn't afford it this month and her dog had a relapse. So, anyway, always get that insurance. I harp on it because, you'll wish you had it if anything happens to your baby. And I know we all get so excited when we get our babies. And, there's that day where you bring your baby home and it's so exciting. But I think that we always forget about those days where our dogs are older and they need more care. And so always think forward to those days as well, because what happens is you fall so incredibly in love with your baby that you will do anything for them. For instance, when Teddy was sick, of course, not only would I have done anything financially for him, but I remember when he needed fluids and he needed IV fluids a few times a week, I would just come right home from work. It would be, 6:30 at work. I would get in my car and I would just bring my dog to the animal hospital, because when your baby is sick, you just love them so much. You would do anything to take away their pain, if you will. So it was really, it was amazing. I have no complaints about that insurance. We still carry it for all of our animals. It is expensive. I can't remember how much it is for all of them. It's oddly enough, it's more in Arizona than it was in Boston, which I didn't expect, but I always feel better knowing that I have it. What pet insurance do I have? I use Trupanion. Let me know if it's in the links in the description below. I think it's in the links to the description. If it's not, I will try to include it in the links. I've been so happy with Trupanion. It's been incredible. I don't even know. I'm not even sure if they give me anything if people use my link. It's not really like, oh my goodness, she's got a bunch of, you have a bunch of gook right there. Yucky. Bunch of goopies. Okay, a bunch of goopies right there. I think maybe they give me an Amazon gift card when people sign up. They have at one point, I'm not sure, but either way, it is the best. Totally the best. Tatiana says, I have her insurance and still don't have her. She's so small, 6 weeks, and I want her covered. Okay, that's so awesome. I'm so glad that she's covered. Make sure that Pets Best does not put a cap on any condition. So one thing to look out for, just seeing if my husband wrote me back. He had called me and I said, text me, I'm starting a live stream. He didn't. Okay. I think he's just going to get groceries. What I will tell you is you just want to make sure that there's no cap. A lot of insurance companies for pets will cap what they're willing to pay for a certain condition. So maybe they do like a $50,000 cap for cancer or whatever it is, you want no cap on conditions. And that's what I believe my insurance is. They don't cap anything. They don't tell you they're not going to treat anything. And that just makes such a big difference for us. They even sent me a handwritten card when Teddy passed away. And it was just awesome. I love how my light is just turning different colors. I don't know why it's doing that, guys. I'm going to call the company tomorrow and see why it's doing it. That's so awesome, Helena. I'm so glad that you have insurance too. I just can't even imagine if I had not had insurance. I wonder where I put this. Oh, there's my comb. I do this every time. If I had not had insurance, it would have been a disaster. So yes, good job, guys. I'm glad you have it. I have like just a jumble of blankets here. I think my husband washed these the other day and just like threw them down here. I feel he's very, very clean, but I'm always going behind him and like folding things and arranging them. And the dogs probably like it when it's kind of like a messy jumble anyway. Alfie, no, Alfie. Alfie, come here. I'm a little bit suspect of Alfie because he does not have his Pampers on. Come. Yeah, you can't be walking without your Pampers on you like that. Yeah, we're going to do a Pampies. After I brush you, we're going to do a Pampies. That's right, because you wear Pampies usually. He's so funny. So I am going to get him. There's a natural company called Coterie, and they do baby diapers. And I was writing them because I was trying to figure out, they have this little program where they send bigger and bigger sizes because, of course, they're for babies and babies are growing. My Yorkies are not. So I had to write the company to ask if I could just get one size Pampers because he wears Pampers in the house because he has some bad potty habits, doesn't he? He has some bad potty habits. So we are going to try this new kind of Pampers. They are supposed to have amazing absorbency. So we'll see how it goes. And they're also organic. So good for, she looks so nice. Come here. You're so handsome. You're so handsome. Oh my goodness. Come on. Hey, buddy. I think he needs a little bit of a little bath, I think. Yes. Wearing a Pampers is not so great for him, but he does not have the best habits, so he always wears them. Oh, thank you so much, Helena. It really is so important. And I always try to promote it because you guys have no idea, I spent so much time at the animal hospital with Teddy. And here's the thing, he had a happy life and he may not have been the healthiest, but he enjoyed his life. So I didn't prolong a life of like terrible pain and misery. He was really happy. And I knew when it was time to let go. That said, he did require a lot of care to keep up and running. One thing that I always look back on and I wish is that I had known about detoxification, about liver support, about oxygenation, because I would have done things a little bit differently for him. Not only would I have given him the vet care, but I would have also given him some of the carbon binder and some of the vitamins and minerals and things just that I did not know about. But we only know what we know when we know it. But that said, I saw a lot of people at the animal hospital and there were so many GoFundMes and there were so many people that were really freaking out about money because it's expensive when something is not covered by insurance. I mean, I can definitely say just for most of unfortunately, my care for medical stuff, some of it is covered by insurance, but a lot of functional health stuff is not covered by insurance. So when you do run into a medical problem that needs care and your insurance does not cover it, it is expensive, be it a pet or be it a person. I wish there was functional medicine insurance. That would be amazing. Deirdre says, I have never heard them bark. Do they bark? Oh, yes, they definitely bark. It's so funny. So it's really just for certain things. If Jeff, my husband, comes home from golf while we're on the live stream, you'll definitely hear them golf. If nobody really knocks on our door here in our apartment, but in our home that we were just renting that we moved out of, people would bark, people would knock on the door and the dogs would go crazy. So much so that we actually we made it so that the doorbell didn't ring. So we got an alert from our security system, but there was no ringing simply because it was so loud every time they did it that we didn't really want to hear it. So we did just turn that doorbell right off. But their barks are not that loud, but when they're all barking at the same time, it seems pretty loud. Helena says, I had a senior Yorkie last year who passed away at 16. I got Huggy's newborn for him to wear. Oh my gosh, that is so sweet that you did that. And also, I am so sorry about your loss. I know 16 is a wonderful age to be able to get your dog to live to, but it's also like never really long enough, is it? I mean, we want our babies around forever. I love that you did that. I wish that Alfie could, his excuse could be that he's so old and that he just can't hold it. But truthfully, it's that if you guys don't know this story, when Teddy passed away, I had gotten him from a show breeder. And honestly, so there were two show breeders, and they were Yorkshire Terrier Association of America or Club of America breeders, and they were best friends. So one of them had gone on vacation, and the other one was watching the puppies for her while she went on a vacation, because you can't just leave puppies. Anyway, so I wound up getting Teddy from the best friend of his breeder. And she helped me so much. Even though she actually had not bred Teddy, she answered every crying phone call, every question. She actually was the one that called out. She thought she knew what the disease was, and she was right. And she was so incredible. And when Teddy passed away, I was so sad. And I told her that I wanted to get another male in the springtime. And she said, I have a really, really special male. And it's Alfie, by the way, spoiler alert. I have a really special male, and he's a show champion, but he can't be fixed because I still want to be able to breed him. And she basically said he will wet on everything if he doesn't wear Pampers. And so I had to sign something that I would not, how do I say it? I had to sign something that I would not fix him. And so I'm not allowed to fix him. And I don't even think that fixing him at this point would stop his little wedding habits. I think it's just so deeply ingrained in him because he hasn't been fixed for so long. And the funny thing is, of course, we moved across the country with him. So she's definitely borrowed him back to breed him a couple of times. She wanted him to be able to be bred, but she wanted him to have a happy pet home. That said, I don't know how I would possibly get him back to her now because we are so far across the country. So he's very naughty, and that's his only really, really bad habit, but I love him. Marquis says, hi and hello, watching from the Philippines. Oh, that's so cool. I love to hear where you guys are from. So thank you so much for telling me. I'm just always so curious, and I think it's just so cool to have people join us from all over the country and all over the world, all Yorkie lovers. We have 1 Yorkie and 3 Pomeranians, so cute, and they get along really well. I bet you they do. I love Pomeranians as well. So cute. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. And Helena says, oh, sorry for your loss of Teddy. So heartbreaking to say goodbye. It really was, Helena. He was just a 1 in a million dog. I will never, ever have a dog just like Teddy. And one very sweet and special thing was that Lola, oh my gosh, Lola was Teddy's best friend, and she loved him so much. And she actually, after he passed, Lola used to just sit and cry in the bed at night. And she missed him. Dogs are so incredible, and they're so soulful, and they get attached to their companions. I know that right before we had to put Teddy down because his kidney, he got to the point, his kidneys were failing, and he wasn't really there anymore. He just would stand there and look back and forth, and you could just tell he wasn't there anymore. If that makes any sense. He started running in circles, and you could tell it was time. And Lola really spent that last night where we cuddled, and she was so brave. She sat right with Teddy, and she knew there was something wrong with him, and she said goodbye to him. So Lola is my little spirit animal, and I think she's the most special little baby. I don't mean to be, sad or down or anything like that, but I think, loss is just part of love, and it's part of life, and just talking about it and really being normal about it is good, because a lot of people run from, when people are going through a loss, people become very, they become uncomfortable. And I think it's something that all of us are going to go through, and it's okay to be uncomfortable, but it's always good to be there for people too. Deirdre says, oh, I get it. I have to keep one of the blinds shut so they can't see any humans or dogs walk by. They are barkers. Then they were fighting over who could get to the window first. That's so funny. That sounds exactly like mine. They're barkers as well. Helena says, yes, mine was adopted and not neutered, so he marked everywhere. So the baby diaper was an easy solution. I'm from Toronto, Canada. Oh, that's so cool. And that's such a great solution. Yes. And this guy, I have to say, so when I got him, he's such a little Ewok. When I got him, I was a little bit shocked because I thought I could, I'm a good house trainer, if you will. I thought I could make him be house trained. And no, there was no way he was ever going to be house trained. He's very smart and he's very sneaky about it. He doesn't do it accidentally. He kind of like sneaks off somewhere and then you just find a little bit of, pee on the wall or something that you want. He's done it when we first got him, he did it on my husband's pillow in the bed. So now you wear Pampers in the bed, don't you? Do you wear Pampies? Do you like Pampies? You don't like the Pampies, do you? Do you not like the Pampies? You silly. He's such a little flirt. He's the best little puppy. I just love him so much. So yes, he wears Pampies all the time. And it's so much easier to just have him wear them because it doesn't matter how much effort we give. It doesn't matter if we watch every single thing that he does. He's always going to sneak off and he's always going to go to the bathroom because that's just what he does. But we love him anyway. And I remember when we first had him the first few days, I honestly was so upset about it that I was like, Jeff, I just don't know if I can keep this guy. It's just too much. And my husband was he was super sweet. He said, you know what? He's never lived in a house. He has never been house trained. He has no idea. And he said if we bring him back to the breeder, he'll never have a family. He's never going to be loved like a pet, and he deserves it. So Jeff is the reason that we still have Alfie, to be honest. And of course, I can't imagine my life without Alfie now. But the first few days, I hadn't really had time to get attached to him, and I think he did jump up onto one of my very favorite chairs, and it was upholstered, and he peed right on it, and I was so upset about it. But you know what? If he has to look a little silly and wear Pampies in the house, it's okay. As long as we get to have this guy because he's so nice. Look at that. He's such a good boy. Other than that, he would not hurt a fly. I will say that our kitten, who is like a portly 14-pound kitten now, does like to chase him and does like to play with Alfie, and Alfie runs away from him because Alfie's so sweet that Alfie will never get mad at him. He never defends himself and he never does anything. So yes, Michelle, I tried everything. I think crate training is good. I did it with my other Yorkies. I did it with Lola. I did it with Poppy. He's just not trainable. It doesn't matter. I think especially, Jeff still didn't write me anything. Once a dog has really gotten that marking habit established, as he had, because I think he was 2.5 years old when I got him. Once they have that habit really firmly established, you can put them in the crate all you want, but when they come out, they're still going to do it. So it's not that he doesn't know not to pee. It's just that the urge to pee is so incredibly strong. We actually had a beautiful, beautiful upholstered bed, and we had to get rid of it because at the time we didn't put a Pampers on him all the time, and he had stairs to get up and down on the bed, and he peed on the side of our really beautiful, expensive Italian bed. So that bed is gone, and we learned our lesson. And now as soon as he comes in, there's no forgetting. There's just a Pampers every single time. Elena says, I never crate train, but you do leave a carry open for mine to go in. And that's really nice too. My dogs did not mind being crate trained, and it was really helpful. Like Lola was such a great little dog to house train. I mean, she got it really, really easily. Hello, Deborah. How are you? It's nice to see you. Thanks for saying hi. So I do think, a lot of people think crate training is mean. I don't think so at all. I think dogs actually feel very, very safe in it. It does depend on the dog though. So Teddy, for instance, I tried to train Teddy by crate training him, and it was completely impossible. He hated it so much, and I had to take him out. So it really just depends on your dog and whether they in particular will be crate trained. Not every dog will let you do it. Some dogs will, some dogs won't. You have a little skin thing too. All my dogs have these now. I don't know why. I think it's from being in that house. They have little skin stuff going on. What's that? You got it on your back? Are you okay? You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Fallon says, my current Yorkie, Mia's from a puppy mill, caged for 5 years. She does have accidents, but never goes in my bed. Oh, that's so good. And also you can do, I'm sure you know about this, but you can get a waterproof mattress cover just so that if your dog ever does go in your bed, it won't ruin your mattress. So we have one anyway. We actually, my husband's coming home shortly and our new mattresses are finally here. They're actually on the balcony. They got delivered today by the poor UPS man that had to carry them all the way up a flight of stairs. It was crazy. But anyway, we do have a waterproof mattress pad. I think they're a good idea no matter what, simply because when Teddy was getting older, he did have a few accidents and he really couldn't help it. So I used to have him sleeping on like waterproof things, but now I've learned as well just to get a waterproof mattress pad. I feel like they're just our little babies, and sometimes when they get old, like that was one of Teddy's, and this is always something as well, just that I just thought of. If your dog ever has a sudden change in their bathroom habits, definitely know that it is worth bringing them to the vet and seeing if something is wrong. So one of the first signs when Teddy developed his autoimmune disease, what was actually happening was his body started, his immune system started attacking his brain, and it made lesions or holes in his brain. So he started having weird, he had trouble walking. He started just falling over. And one of the first, oh no, you're not going to go down there and go potty, are you? You wouldn't do that. But one of the first things that he did was one morning I woke up and there was poop in my bed. And that was actually the very beginning of him getting sick. And that was an indication to bring him to the vet too. Oh, there they go. They're going to bark now. But so always keep an eye out if something like that does happen, because it probably means that they need to get a little trip to the vet. And Helena says, yes, I just got a new mattress and bought a waterproof cover, and my puppy peed on my bed, and I was so glad that I had it. Oh my gosh, that was so smart that you did that. Mrs. Thornton says, I have 2 females, Felicity and Serenity. I love their names. Wow. Ours are usually fine if we make sure to take them out every couple of hours. If we kennel them, we just put a puppy pad in and no problem. That is a very, very good idea for sure. Michelle says, I wouldn't mind my dog being in my bed, but I'm so paranoid that I might roll over them in my sleep. I don't know how I manage it, but I just never really do roll over them. Oh, there's my Jeffy. He's back from his golf. Well, guys, I think I'm going to go and help my husband carry in some heavy, heavy mattresses and also put a Pampers on Alfie. Alfie doesn't have a Pampers on him, honey, because I took it off and then Alfie ran away. But guys, thank you so much for joining Yorkie Storytime Live. It's so nice to chat with you guys and have you on here. Don't forget to look. I've got some links below for my favorite dog food, all kinds of Yorkie stuff as well. And if you haven't already done so, I would appreciate it if you would hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. I'm going to be coming on here more and starting to post some more videos as well. I just am editing one about my favorite hair care line, Monat. And so I just made a video about what I really love and what I don't like at all that stuff. So I hope to see you guys on here very soon as well. So funny, they're tunnelers. Lola does that too. Deborah, I'm so glad that you came on. I promise I'm going to try to start planning these soon. My health has been a little spotty, so I just come on when I can, but I think it's getting a little more consistent. So hopefully I can be more consistent soon too. It's definitely my goal to get to a time where the time is the same each week so that people can just plan on it and I can just see you guys here. So thank you so much, guys. If my person ate some, oh no, not sugarless gum. Oh, that's so terrible. Yes, don't even keep sugarless gum. If you have a dog, I'm so sorry that happened. I don't know if you guys know this, but sugarless gum is totally poisonous for dogs. So I don't even allow it in the house. We don't have anything sugarless just because of those things. And they're such scavengers. Thank goodness that he was able to live through that. That's great. Guys, stay healthy, stay beautiful, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.